Welcome back. We have been exploring Ekenar's room and have found the fortress rotation simulator that apparently teaches you how to operate the fortress. It's meant to teach the survivors that. It's a bit of a complicated method of teaching them that, considering a simple note would have done, but I guess Atreus wanted to try out his holographic technology and stuff. Now, what we are hoping to find in this room, of course, is a blue page, of which there is so far no sign. But there is a hidden panel here, much like there was in Cirrus's room. And in fact, if you found this panel first, which is a little bit easier to do, then you might be inclined to think that there is another panel in Cirrus's room too, which makes it a bit easier to find that one, because that one is harder to spot if you don't know you're looking for a hidden panel. Whereas this one, thanks to this yellow stripe, is quite obvious. It also helps that it's not obscured by a tapestry. Let's see. More stuff. Meat cleaver. Nice, Ekenar. More chests. Would I be too hopeful to hope that they are filled with gold like the ones in Cirrus's room? Yeah. Yes, I was. Ugh, let's close that. I don't want to look at that. I hope that that was one of the black ship pirates and not one of the other inhabitants of this age. Either way, it's kind of a bad thing to have lying around, but one is definitely worse than the other. And of course, the usual supply of poisons and other stuff. And there's the blue page. I'm, however, going to stick with the red page for now. We'll come back to pick up the blue page later, as usual. Anything else here? Maybe a note from Cirrus to mirror the note from Ekenar in Cirrus's room? There's a cage! And it looks to be electrified. You can't turn it on though. I'm uncomfortably reminded of Noloban and Escher's experiments on the Barrow. I don't want to know who was in this cage. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the Black Ship Pirates, but then again, I also wouldn't be too surprised if it were the other inhabitants of the age. At the very least, I'm beginning to see why there's nobody here anymore. I'm just gonna hope that they left and didn't die. I mean, the journal did mention there were friendly visitors as well, rather than just Black Ship Pirates to the original city, so hopefully some of them came by and the survivors left with them. Okay, let's not stay here any longer than is strictly necessary. Now let's take a look at the back of the fortress, where there is a passage leading to the center. And some kind of column or pillar here. There's nothing obviously inside it. Some kind of metal thing. It's reflective anyway. And you can't walk around it. But there's a button here, so let's see what that does. Oh, for a second there I was afraid it was another alarm. Oh, another one of these raising staircases. Assuming that the thing we saw at the beginning was actually also one. it leads to a room below the fortress. It looks like this might be that pillar. It seems to sit on top of a gear. There's also some controls here. They don't match the fortress controls from before, though. There's only one lever and some kind of eye doctor symbol, I guess. It's two partial circles. The outer one has a gap at the bottom, and the other one has a gap at the top right. Let's see what this lever does. That gear starts moving. Oh! And the diagram also moved, and now it turned red when the two gaps line up. Since this gear moved, and that appears to be connected to the thing we saw in the center of the fortress, let's see if that, indeed, is related. And it seems that it is, because this looks different now. Let's check it out. Looks like we can now go in here. And I would guess an elevator by the buttons. Can we go down? I don't think so. Considering if we go down, well, that's where the gear is. It didn't look like the elevator could go any further down. And indeed it doesn't. What does the middle button do? It takes us up. Well, that's useful. It stops somewhere in the middle between two floors, I guess. We can't open a door, and even if we could, looks like there's a wall behind it. Oh, that's a bit more useful. Another level to the fortress at the top. Not much here, a bunch of lights. Doesn't look like we can walk around the place. Unfortunately, these lights seem to be illuminating something at the top, and there's an arrow here pointing up. And indeed, my cursor changes, indicating that I can maybe look up. It's the roof of the fortress, and there's two levers on top of the elevator. Now that matches the controls from the simulator. But that's annoying, we can't reach them. There's no ladder here. We can't walk around this thing. I guess there must be something else in the stage somewhere. Maybe the middle button has something to do with it. Hey, it doesn't take us down, that's weird. It's blinking now. It takes us in between the two floors again, but it did so only after a delay. That might allow us to get out of the elevator before it goes down. Let's try that out. It's still beeping. And there it goes. Ah! That's how you can reach the controls. Again, I suppose this is more security measures, just to make it difficult for any potential invader to reach these controls. At the very least, it would slow them down significantly, giving the people here time to react. Fortunately for us, there is nobody here. So now we can reach these controls. There's a button, which, oh, that raises it back up. Well, I guess it makes sense that there's a way to do that. Let's see if we can use these controls. Now, there's no diagram here, so it might be a bit more difficult, but with the information we gained from the simulator, we should be able to do so. So let's unlock. We can see some movement in the gears back there. If we lock it again, we can hear that indeed currently the fortress is south-oriented, as we had previously speculated. So let's try and move it to east. This is a bit hard to do because you cannot tell when you are actually past a point. So see, now I did it too short. We ended up back south. So we'll take some fiddling to get this to face east. Ah, there I did it. Only 2 attempts, that's not too bad. You know, I would have expected this fortress rotating to make some noise. Let's take a look outside, if there's anything of interest on the East Island. Perhaps a Myst linking book. Or something else. I'm going back through Sirius's room, because that one is a bit more friendly than Agnar's. Alright, we can now see both the South Island, where we started, and over there is the North Island that before was hidden. Doesn't look like there's an awful lot there. There's some small structure, but not much. Can't really get a very good look at it from here, but I suppose we'll visit it later. I wonder if these the structures on this island are the remains of that lookout post, or if this is purely stuff that Atreus built later. Well, I guess we'll see what's on this island in the next video.